Kia ora koutou, ko Steph Dyhrberg ho. Welcome to this, my 5-minute talk, which is being shot on location in my bedroom in Waikanai on a pretty drizzly grey Sunday afternoon. I've been asked to have a chat about some of the things I've been thinking about during and after lockdown and some of the issues facing professional women, particularly lawyers. And that's something I do think about a lot, and I found during lockdown those issues felt initially like they were going to go a bit on the back burner as a luxury that people didn't have time or energy to think about, but they're still coming to the fore. So one of the things I've been thinking about that affect professional women, including lawyers, is things like this. We're online all the time now, and we're doing Zoos and talking on Teams and working flexibly. Lots of us are continuing to work partly from home or entirely from home, and that's something that some employers weren't really embracing when people like you and me might have asked for some flexibility. Back in the past, it might not have been the done thing, whereas of course as soon as lockdown happened, everyone expected people to suddenly work from home, and flexibility was the order of the day. So I think there has been a readjustment, which for a lot of working women and working parents will probably be quite useful. So that's one good thing. There's a lot more receptiveness to people working remotely and working flexibly. So that's a good thing. The downside of that is that flexibility quite often means we are just working constantly, even more than perhaps before. And I know for my part, because a lot of my fun stuff isn't happening and I'm not going to events in the evenings and things like that, it sort of feels like sometimes all I do is work, a bit of exercise and sleep. So I think that's a wee rebalancing I have to do for myself. Seems to be a lot of tension as well. Lots of people are still very anxious. Even people like me, no prospect of being redundant anytime soon, and I'm very privileged, but I don't have small children to look after when I'm trying to work and things. But I feel like there's a lot of stress, and that's being worked out in the workplaces. It's being acted out in uncharacteristic ways. People are more reactive to things, perhaps get more distressed more easily. People are having mental health issues, and so workplace tensions are ramped up quite a few notches. The other thing that happens, the flip side of that, is that managers and employers, HR, are quite often more reactive and perhaps more intense in their reaction to issues that arise in the workplace, and maybe quicker to go to a formal process. So it's sort of like the sense of tension in the workplace might have been escalated in everyone because we're all a bit stressed. So I'm advocating a lot of, hey, whoa, take a deep breath, let's calm ourselves, let's wrap some support around this person or this situation. What can we do to try and help? Do they need EAP? Do they need assistance of other kinds? And can we take a low-key approach to trying to work out what's going on here and how we can look after each other? And advocating a bit of patience and cutting people a bit of slack and showing a bit of kindness. So I think if you're in a position where that's relevant to you, definitely that's a good thing to start with. The other issue I've been dealing with quite a lot, and more perhaps than I'm happy about, is really stressed out people contacting me either through the Friends panel or just generally, or as clients or potential clients. There's still a lot of harassment and bullying going down, and again maybe that's been ramped up by the stresses of the current situation. A lot of people talking about it, a lot of people unhappy about it, and maybe more prepared to speak up, ask for help, ask for advocacy and support, and also make formal complaints either to their employer or to their professional body, including the Law Society. And I suppose I should see that as a positive, because I think that is unusual from the past, and at least people do feel like there are people that they can reach out to and they can say, well, look, I'm not comfortable with this behaviour. One of the things I do worry about is that often they're going from the fry pan to the fire. They're leaving one workplace culture that they're finding unpleasant or even toxic, and then you're sort of thinking, well, where are they going to go, and is it going to be any better there? So I still think there's a bigger cultural picture that we're not getting to the heart of to fix things. The other thing is a lot of organisations that think that they're doing a great job and that their culture is really lovely and they've got great policies and people are free to make complaints. But when the rubber really hits the road, the person who leaves is the person who's experiencing the behaviour. The person who's meting it out is quite often being supported or even condoned in that behaviour by the organisation, and they'll do it to someone else next. So I do think that fixing one issue at a time although it might be good for that particular individual at the time and make them safe, get them to a place of safety, that we really need to keep looking at culture and keep probing and saying this needs to be safe for everyone. So speaking up on behalf of yourself and others, calling out sexism, misogyny, racism, LGBTQI people being discriminated against, ableism, all of these things are really important and we need to keep doing it. So that's a wee bit grim, but I think it's positive that people are speaking up. So that's over my 5 minutes. I'm going to stop now and say keep being strong, keep looking after each other. Mā te wā.